where the beasts still wander on Hateg Island. On this planet, there are locations where time seems to stop, where the past is present not as a faint recollection, but rather as something living and breathing just beneath the surface. One such location is Hateg Island, a place of ghosts, but not the kind that stalk abandoned homes or whisper in the dark. No, Hateg's ghosts are older, more majestic, sculpted out of stone and bone, and their echoes float on the wind like the melodies of a prehistoric era. History is not going to perish on this island. Hateg is more than simply an island. It's a portal to another universe tucked away in the ancient seas of what was once the Tethys Sea, a location where nature operated according to other laws and giants previously ruled, creating monsters that the world has never seen before. The island remembers even if the world outside its borders has changed, and the history has been buried behind layers of earth and stillness for millennia. It will also tell you its story if you listen carefully. The lost kingdom of the giant Hateg was a world of titans long before humans ever set foot on the planet. Not the sort that traveled the wide-open continents, though. No, these were different, smaller, odd creatures, their bodies fashioned by need, shaped by the island's seclusion. Nature told its own story here, one of adaptability, survival, and both familiar and alien species. Consider the Magurosaurus, a miniature titan. In contrast to its tall relatives whose footsteps trembled the earth in other countries, this creature was a dwarf. Its type dwindled over generations, adjusting to a world where only the light, the shrewd, and the lean could survive, trapped on an island with limited supplies. But despite its diminutive size, it maintained its royal status as a holdover from a time when dinosaurs were kings. Then came the shadowy specter of the sky, Hateg. It was a pterosaur unlike any other, bigger than any bird that had ever been, a king of the heavens that hunted with a hideous beak that could easily crush bone instead of talons. It did more than just soar, it ruled. A warning that even the sky were vulnerable to nature's merciless hand. It was a beast of stillness and shadow that swooped down on its victim with the accuracy of a predator. Hateg's bogs and rivers also had their own kings. Crocodilian predators that waited in ambush were among the species that lurked beneath the surface, their patience spanning generations of evolution. Armored warriors designed to resist the vicious dance of predator and prey, Struthiosaurus resembled armadillos. There were innumerable others, names that had been forgotten for ages, their stories buried behind layers of years that had passed, their bones buried beneath the grave. Hateg, however, was more than just a big cemetery. There was more to it. It was a memory-preserving island. Hateg was notable not only because of its people, but also because of the way it molded them. It was an island where island dwarfism, an uncommon occurrence in which species become smaller replicas of their mainland cousins in order to survive in confined spaces, was prevalent. Here, giant dinosaurs grew smaller over many generations, their enormous bodies shaped into more compact shapes because of necessity. Hateg and other predators, on the other hand, grew bigger and more formidable, exploiting a territory where the traditional rulers had weakened. Hateg served as a testing ground for evolution, a place where nature experimented with strength and size in ways that had never been seen before. The story of the animals of Hateg is still etched in the island's very bones, despite the fact that they have long since vanished into dust. This is evidence of an ancient world that defied time and space. The land that observes Hateg is silent today. No cries of winged predators rushing across the skies, no pounding footsteps. Nevertheless, there is something if you stand there, close your eyes, and allow the wind to talk. A presence, a murmur. The sensation that you are being observed, the weight of history pressing against reality is what scientists refer to as imagination. Others, however, are unsure. Over the ages, there have been tales of people who have wandered into Hateg's woodlands and come back with a different perspective on the world. Travelers who describe shadows that move in places where they shouldn't, and tracks in the ground that are too big to be those of any living creature. Of sleepless nights when the only sound is the rustle of leaves in the absence of wind. According to some, the island is haunted, not by ghosts, but by something more profound and ancient. That the beasts that had dominated this place never really left. That their spirits are still interwoven with the ground. That their presence is sensed in the earth's quivering, in the trees' silence, and in the waves' pull, which seems to whisper their names. Maybe their memories are carried by the island itself. Hateg may yet be alive with the traces of a long-gone planet in ways we do not yet fully comprehend. Warnings for the future, echoes of the past. Hateg has a sobering quality that makes us realize how insignificant we are and how short our time is in the vast scheme of things. This island was once home to animals so old and strong that their bones have turned to stone, and their bodies have been reduced to pieces trapped in time. They are not, however, forgotten, for the land never forgets, because Hateg continues to carry them, preserves their stories in its soil, and sustains their echoes in the wind's murmurs. There are kings who never really fall. Hateg is one of those islands that never forgets. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos.